I'm Vic Myers. Welcome to the Resistance. Stick around. I got 4 seconds of the Renee Good video that no one else is picking up on. First, we need to have a little context. To the Project 2025 administration, Renee Good wasn't a human being. She was an inevitable pawn in their sick, twisted game of chess. Their opening gambit was to deploy the National Guard to Los Angeles. They were expecting to inspire riots in the streets. Instead, they got rulings from the courts. Then they deployed the National Guard to our nation's capital, hoping to inspire violence there. Instead, they got the saddest birthday parade in the history of parades and a worldwide No Kings protest. Eventually, a judge said the Guard couldn't be in D.C. They ignored the judge. Only then did they get violence. Came from a 29-year-old Afghan man who had worked for years with a CIA-backed unit in Afghanistan. He was granted asylum in April of 25. He drove from Washington State to Washington, D.C. and shot 2 National Guard members. And almost a year later, this administration still refuses to explain how someone that they had already vetted, processed, and resettled became the first act of violence after they defied a court order. When deploying the National Guard around the country didn't result in anarchy, they started escalating their level of violence and terror with the Gestapo, shooting priests in the face with pepperball rounds, rappelling from helicopters in the middle of the night so that they could zip-tie toddlers in their underwear and make them kneel in the rain. And all they got out of that was inflatable frogs and unicorns. So far, every attempt to coerce the American people into violence has been met with calm resolve. So they're stepping up their game. It is my opinion that the shooting of Renee Good and subsequent shootings by ICE of 2 people in Portland, they were all part of a plan. A plan to use acts dangerous to human life that violate criminal laws and intend to intimidate or coerce a civilian population. Under U.S. Code 18 U.S.C. 2331, this is the definition of terrorism. I'm going to show you 4 seconds of the Renee Good video before she was assassinated. Did you see what I saw? This is what Kristi Noem has to say.
Our officer followed his training.
Here's the video again at half speed. Did you see it?
Our officer followed his training.
This is at 1/10 speed. I clipped the beginning because it wasn't relevant.
Our officer followed his training.
If you still didn't see it, I'll tell you in a sec. Today, ABC News had a retired high-ranking NYPD cop on. He claims he reviewed the video frame by frame. He talked about how the officer is never supposed to be in front of the car, behind it, whatever. Then he waffles on the officer being at fault. Well, I also did a frame-by-frame analysis because at full speed, I saw something that he either didn't see or doesn't want to tell us about. Now, I'm not a cop, but my job involves carrying a firearm, and it includes recognizing when somebody is about to pull a weapon. Let me show you what I saw. I've zoomed in to a part that you need to see. Notice how the car is moving in reverse. At this point, right here, we can see Jonathan Ross start the movement necessary to draw his weapon. While the car is in reverse. 1 or 2 frames later, the car starts moving forward. But the point is, he was already in motion. It looks to me like he had already decided to pull the trigger.
Our officer followed his training.
Thanks for listening. Good day.